okay, you've got a great idea and you want to get it to a company, but please, you got to watch this video, because if you're going to make these types of mistakes, they're never going to talk to you. Okay, everybody, Stephen Key here at InventRightTV, and I have a very, very special guest and good friend, and the queen of Gateway, Dana Knowles. Thank you for coming on InventRightTV. How are you?
I'm great. How are you? I'm wonderful. I'm here to talk about good stuff. Good stuff.
Well, this topic, I don't know if this is this is one of those topics that people have to hear, because I'll tell you, inventors are doing some things that just are not working for companies. And I want to go through the list a little bit. And maybe once we go through the list of what you shouldn't do, we'll talk about maybe what you should do, okay? Because we just saw this happen, unfold. And if you're doing this, trust me, they're not going to want to deal with you, because you're just too much. You're too much, okay? So Dana, I've actually got notes.
Okay. I have no notes. I wing it. I have no notes.
I never have notes, but this is so important. I have notes. Okay. When you finally get to a company, okay, and they show some interest, we're going to speed it along a little bit, and they might ask you a question. Yeah. Okay. Should you write a book?
No. In fact, I was going to say, we're going to say some things that might hit some nerves for people right now. But I think, if you get a little twisted because we're telling you that you shouldn't do something that you are doing, well, then that means that you should really listen. And no, you do not. The worst thing that any inventor can do is not answer the question concisely. Concisely, is that a real? Simply. They're asking you a question. It might even be a yes or no answer. Answer it with yes or no, not yes. Blah, 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 blah. A bunch of, oh my gosh, that's like the worst thing that especially if a company has interest. That's the worst thing an inventor can do, is expand on it, because we're trying to make them get it. And all they want to know is a yes or no answer, or a simple, it happens all the time. And we, a lot of times when we're working on someone's project, there's someone's product, and a company has interest, they come back and ask us a question. Then we send it to the project manager. Project manager reaches out to the client and says, okay, here are the 3 questions. And then the client responds with all this stuff. And I'm like reading it, and I was like, okay, you told me a lot, but you never really answered the questions. It drives us crazy, so it naturally was going to drive a company.
Because we just saw it. We just recently saw it, and it was so much information that I could tell right away that the person that person was overthinking it a little bit.
Way overthinking.
Kind of spinning around and thinking, well, gee, I'm just gonna give them everything. And it was so overwhelming that when I saw it, I didn't know where to begin. I didn't know what I was really looking at. I didn't really get it. There's no big picture to it. It was too much information. And we saw that right away. It was like, I don't even know where to begin with this.
Yeah. And I mean, there's no easy way to put it. Keep your answers. If they ask you a question, answer the question. Don't expand on it anymore.
But I want to tell them more.
I know.
But there's so much more they need to know.
Yeah, we want to convince them. them if I say this or I say that. And what really happens is,
I'm afraid if I don't give them all the information, they're just going to say no.
Right. And you know what? If they want more information, they're going to come back and ask more questions.
Okay.
And I don't know, sometimes, I have to think sometimes that, well, all the time companies are looking at the inventor as much as they're looking at the product. And I'm not saying that they're just sending us over. They want to see how we respond to the answers because they're giving us a test or something like that. But if we don't respond correctly, man, it's just not good. It's not good. They're going to think, whoa, I'm checking out of this right away. And that's the last thing an inventor wants to do, is have a company that has interest and then checks out because of something the inventor did, not the product. Because more than likely, it's not the product. It's the inventor.
Yeah, I think a lot of people realize that if the idea is so good, doesn't matter what I do, they're going to take it. So wait a minute. So Dana, here's the other thing I want to mention to everybody here. You've got to make it really easy for people to open it up. I mean,
Oh my gosh.
I saw this the other day. I was working on this one product I did, and this company wanted to see it, and the person sent it over in such a way that I thought they got it. 3 weeks later, I check in, it goes, no, we can't open that.
Yeah.
It got stuck. And so why are they confused? It should be a PDF, right? It should be something really easy.
Should be a PDF. And I always say it should be a YouTube link. We've talked about that a million times. You can do it on your cell phone, download it to YouTube, make it unlisted, not private. If it's private, nobody can see it. Unlisted, only people with the link. Because I can say when somebody sends me a video over and I click on it and they want me to download something, I'm done. I'm not going to download something onto my computer from, and companies have to watch that.
It's almost like, we have someone at InventRight that helps me, James, and I cannot tell you how many times I send it over to James saying, can you open this? And he's like, why do they send it this way?
I don't know. I think a big part of it is they're scared that somebody might see it or something. I don't know, but you have to make it easy. You have to make it easy. I had that the other day. Somebody sent me something and I said, I can't, I almost knew I couldn't open it before I even opened it because I'm just not going to open it. Yeah.
So you have to be able to open maybe the cell sheet, the video, make it easy for people. Come on, just make it really easy. Don't be so fearful. Here's the other thing too. I was on someone had sent me an email and something was going on. I needed to talk to them. But they had no email, no contact information in their signature.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That's a red flag to me. If you've got to show a company you're in business, so have maybe a little logo. Maybe here's my cell number, here's another line, or here's my email, something, or here's my Facebook, my LinkedIn, to show that you're really in business. If not, you look like an amateur. Right. And now I got to hunt for it.
And every email that you have, I believe, has the ability to make a signature.
They all do.
At least with your name, your phone number. If you're emailing something, they have your email. But and if you have a LinkedIn profile that you're proud of and you want people to see, put your LinkedIn.
But I don't want them to call me, or I don't want it on or I don't want it on this one number. Well, get another phone number then.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, those are some big mistakes.
Really big. So I guess what I'm saying is you got to just make it easy for people, right? Mm-hmm. Don't go too long. Please don't go too long. Don't, they ask you a question, answer it, be prepared. But if you do send them additional information, don't send them too much either. Just like I said, answer the question, but if you want to send them something, make it really easy for them to understand big picture. This is what you're looking at.
Right.
Like sometimes they send stuff and they want you to kind of figure it out. It feels like, I don't really know what I'm looking at. And why are you sending it? And what does it really mean? Give me a big picture. This is what you're looking at. This is what it means. And this is the data to support that. I get it. And then I love it.
Yeah.
But if I have to work at it.
And it happens all the time, people. It happens all the time.
What about the videos too, you see? Some of the videos, how long should a video be?
No more than 1 minute. And this is the thing. Okay. We've said 1 minute forever, right? I'm going to say this and I'll probably regret it. Every once in a while, maybe a video can go a little bit longer.
Okay.
But it shouldn't. But 99.9% of products will not need to go longer than a minute. This is interesting. It doesn't have to be a minute. If you can do it in 15 seconds, do it in 15 seconds.
They'll appreciate it, won't they?
Oh my gosh, just get to the point. And you know what? Some videos don't always need a voiceover. If your video is if your product's very demonstratable, just show it. And you know what? I'm going to say something too. They don't care about you in the video. They don't care. And I've seen so many videos where whoever's doing the video is focused on the person and not the product. So they want to get the person in the video, but they really need to zoom in on the product showing how the person's using
Thank
the
you.
product, and they're so focused on, oh, I got to get the face, and no, cut them out, cut out of it. Focus on the product.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little editing. You know, if you've never done it before, there's a lot of videos on YouTube about how to shoot a couple shots, a couple different angles, make sure you got good lighting, make sure the sound is okay, and maybe a little editing to make it really quick. Because I'll tell you, the last thing you want to do is bore someone to death. They're not gonna watch it.
Yeah. And I just saw this the other day. It was a 3-minute video. 1 minute, 57 seconds was the guy talking. About 15 seconds of his product.
Okay.
And another 45 seconds of him talking again.
All right.
That's just not good.
So Dana, what happens when you do this? What is it? What happens if you do all these things? What are these companies thinking? Amateur
hour. Sorry, man, but that's what it is. And I've said it. I'll say it again. Feel like a broken record. Companies need innovation, but they want to work with inventors who understand how to do this, which means get to the point and don't waste their time. And when you do that, this is the thing. I know we all want to, we're in love. It's our baby. It's beautiful. I get that. But if you really want to be successful or up your chances of being successful, you got to do things right and stop doing things wrong, like some of the things that we said. And when you show a company a very clear sell sheet, very nice image of your product, you don't need to have a ton of images in there and muck it up with all kinds of words. I mean, you got to have some benefits in there. And then the video gets, as soon as they open it up, it goes literally right to the product. And you don't, like I said, you don't always need a voiceover. And you also, and this again depends on the product, sometimes a good image and a good benefit statement and some other smaller benefits will explain it completely. I licensed my shower caddy with no video at all. You could clearly see it. It wasn't something that you looked at and said, what does this do? So I think a lot of people spend a lot of time on videos and they may not need to.
But I'm new at this. I don't have experience at this, but I have great ideas. So I guess what I'm saying to everybody, look, you need to slow it down a little bit. You need to educate yourself. And that's what we've been trying to do at InventRight with these YouTube videos for 10 years to educate you. But what's happening here, you're just rushing. And if you need some help, contact us at InventRight. If you need more help getting into companies, we have a program called Gateway. We're going to talk a lot about it. But at the end of the day, if you're dealing with professional people, professional companies, you need to become a professional too. Or it just doesn't work.
Yep. This is the one time showing your product to a company for the very first time is the one time you got to shine, baby. You got to shine. You cannot send something that's, just okay, because okay isn't good enough, because you may not get another chance to ever show that product to that company again.
Yeah, you know what it is? You're playing in a professional field, but you haven't done the work to become a professional yet. And even if you have to kind of fake it a little bit, I get it. We'll all start someplace, or maybe you have someone that can help you. But at the end of the day, Dana's right. They don't have the time to educate you. They don't have the time to explain things to you. You're becoming that person they want to avoid. And if you don't make that first good impression, they kind of put you in an amateur camp, and then they'll ghost you. You'll never get a hold of these guys.
And there's one other quick little thing that happened this week. I love like these real-time stories. This isn't a big deal, but it's a huge deal. Well, it is a big deal. Make sure that when you do your sell sheet, that you double check all the spelling.
Well, come on. Can't you have a typo in there?
No, you shouldn't do that. No, have somebody else look at the sell sheet and just say, does this wording sound correct? Because inventors are so close to their product that you need to have somebody else that's not close to the product look at this and say, and we talk about that, but make sure that all the words are spelled right.
Well, that's why any writer has an editor.
Yeah.
Everybody. that you need someone that can look at it from a different perspective and give you some feedback from it. And if you've got a sales sheet, show it to somebody that doesn't really know your product and see if they get it within seconds. If they don't, you might have to go back and fix that thing.
Yeah.
Because you're right, you get one crack at this, right? And you want to be able to do the best job, you get the best opportunity to get that win. But if not, you're going to be frustrated.
Yeah.
All right, Dana Knowles. She's the queen of Gateway. There you go. Dana, thank you so much for coming on InventRightTV. We'll have you back with current information. So thank you so much. And thanks everybody for watching. Please subscribe down below. Stephen Key, InventRightTV.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, you've got a great product idea and you're not quite sure what to do. Or maybe you've got inventory in your garage because you were selling your product on Amazon and you don't want to continue doing it, but you want someone to help you license your idea to a company to bring it to market for you. We have a new program that's called Gateway, where we do all the work for you. We'll find the right companies and the right people to make sure your product is pitched correctly to get the licensing deal. This new program is called Gateway. If you're interested, please check it out.